no numbers, there's no pictures, there's no videos, there's no gameplay. I don't like it.
Yo, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. And today, Freemers, we are back with another Free Realms video. This time around, we are going to be continuing with the Free Realms comics, reading them all the way through up to 12, because that's how many there are. But this time around, we're going to be getting to what I like to call this is kind of the bridge point of the comics. So this is like the halfway point, and this is where things start to change in terms of story. So, again, there's not a lot of consistency within the comics, but we're going to be reading issue number 7, Scavenge, otherwise known as the Royal Scavenger Hunt. So, what's interesting about this, and before we actually get into talking about the comic books here, the reason we are reading these is because we hit 100 subscribers on the channel, which is super cool, and I wanted to celebrate that by reading these comics. Now, if you're taking 1 through 6 as a whole continuous storyline, which it kind of isn't, because 1 and 2 are their own thing, and then 3 through 6 are all connected into one thing. If you're taking it as 1 and 6 is one storyline, and then 7 and 12 are another storyline, then yeah, it's basically what it is. I'm pretty sure 7 through 12 are all connected. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm led to believe, and I believe that's what I remember reading about this one. But this is the start of a storyline that I am kind of borrowing from in the Realm War, and I'm not going to explain too much into it, but there's going to be something that's reminiscent that you will see in that story that I wrote, and I'm still writing, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. No time to waste, let's just go, man. So, obviously, the art, as always, is pretty cool. It's interesting that Dane's hammer is blocking the Free Realms text, which I don't know if that's smart, but I mean, they have the Free Realms text here as well, so it's fine, I guess. But anywho, let's get into it. People are famous for different reasons. Some stay famous forever, others fade when their 15 minutes of fame are up. Thanks to blogs, viral videos, and reality television, there's a whole new crop of celebrities. Take Dane and Maya, for instance. They found out that when you save someone's life, people take notice. However, when you save the life of a queen, you become an instant celebrity. Within 24 hours of rescuing Queen Valerian, Dane and Maya went on a meteoric rise from complete anonymity to superstar status. Dane welcomed the attention and was ready to do anything to stay in the spotlight. Again, just kind of reiterating on this, Dane is pretty much a one-sided character and doesn't have any character growth throughout this entire thing, which is wild. When Maya, I mean, I don't know, she already had her character growth because she had backstory, but Dane doesn't have anything. So, let's keep going here. Maya didn't feel the same way. She loathed every last minute. All she wanted to do was take a vacation. It didn't matter where she went as long as there were no paparazzi. Are heroes made or born? Wow, Ashley, that's a great question. I'd have to say that in my case, it was probably a little of both. How so? An oracle once told my parents I was destined for greatness. Who am I to argue? I think I'm gonna be sick. Still, I didn't want to take my destiny for granted. Half of being a hero is looking for the part, so I spend a lot of time in the gym, and I watch what I eat. Were you aware that Teen Heartthrob magazine listed you as the most eligible bachelor in Free Realms this week? And I guess that's the magazine name, Free Realms This Week, which is really interesting. But okay, that's a weird title. You're even on the cover. How do I look? Almost as good as you look in person. And here I thought I was having a bad hair day. So tell me, how does it feel to have Queen Valerian throw a royal scavenger hunt in your honor? There hasn't been one for over a century. I was flattered. And what about the rumors that you and the Queen are dating? There's a viral video of you two dancing together at the kickoff party last night. It had over 100,000 hits in the first hour it was posted. I'm sorry, but I make it a policy not to comment about my personal life. Some might take that as an admission that you really are seeing the Queen. No comment. Then how about a prediction? Who will win the Queen's scavenger hunt? Let's put it this way. I wouldn't bet against Team Dane, which reminds me, you can go to my new website to order your Team Dane gear right now. We have t-shirts, hats, posters, and next week we're even launching a line of action figures. The image for Dane looks incredible. I think that the sculptor really captured my rugged good looks. And wait until you see Kart Racer Dane. The lightning cup that comes with it looks authentic, but Brawler Dane has to be my favorite. Check this out. Even has Kung Fu action grip and 99 points of articulation. What about your sidekick? Will there be any Maya action figures? They didn't test as well during our market studies, but we are still going to have a couple to choose from. Depending on how the sales go, we might expand the line. After all, she deserves a little bit of the spotlight too. See, this is my problem with, I think throughout the entirety of reading the comics, this was my issue with Dane's character, is he is so one-sided and self-centered, and I feel like that's not... I feel like they did nothing with this character other than make him seem like this egotistical dude, and I really wanted to change that. I wanted him to have some character growth, and that's... believe me, you are going to see that in the Realm War. Like, I would say... very early in reading the Realm War, when you guys read it, you will see character growth, like huge character growth. So I just thought I'd throw that out there because Dane is just like, oh my god, dude, he doesn't know his character even that well. He's just like, I'm famous now. Oh my, you know. Heroic, good-looking, and sensitive? No wonder Dane already has more than 100,000 people following his Twitter account. Was Twitter even a thing back when these comics released? This is like 2010. I mean, it might have been a thing back then, but I don't know. I have no idea. I also, by the way, I don't use Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, but regardless. Including yours truly. Wow, really? Of course. This is Ashley Dazzlespark signing off for Free Realms Entertainment Television, your source for exclusive interviews with the brightest stars in the realm. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night when celebrity chef Bordon Clue will show us how to make his world-famous sizzling snowberry sauté. And I think I've only included, if we go back to summarize stories, I think I only included Clue in one story because I wanted to, you know, write about, what is it? God, I'm blanking. The cafe. The freaking... I have a tea... Oh, this... What is it called? Blanking on it. That's fine. But the cafe. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. I shouldn't be blanking on it. It's my bad. But anywho, I did want to tell a story about, like, the chefs and that cafe. I'm blanking on it. It's whatever. It's whatever. But I just thought I'd bring that up because he is mentioned here. And he is actually in the comic books here, which is really cool. He's mentioned here, but we'll read about him more later on. But anyway, let's keep going. That's a wrap. You're really good in front of a camera. Have you done any acting? Not yet, but a bunch of producers have been sending scripts to my agent. If we find the right opportunity, you never know. What are you talking about? You don't even have an agent. She's such a little jokester. Here's my card. Maybe you could tell me about it over dinner one night? That is, if you aren't exclusively dating the Queen. Yeah, sure. That would be great. See, I swear to God, Dane is like... So, in this comic book, I'm pretty sure... I might have, like, made up their ages or something, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere, like, what their ages were. They were like, I think 13 at the time in the comics. And in Realm War, I have aged them up to be more mature, but also like for character growth. But they are literally like, this is how teenagers, I guess, act. So it's not too much of a far-fetched to know why Dane is acting like this. But the way Maya acts is she constantly wants to be alone. because of, you know, her family literally getting taken by spore zombies. So yeah, it's interesting that Dane is acting this way, but anywho, let's keep going. Toodles. Toodles? Who talks like that? Don't be jealous. Jealous? You have got to be kidding me. Why would I be jealous of that gossip queen? I don't know, maybe it's because she's rich, famous, and beautiful. You do realize that once your 15 minutes of fame are up, is up, I feel like R is the correct. Ooh, grammar error, bro. Crazy. Are up. She won't give you the time of day, right? Wait a minute. I get it now. You're upset because she asked me out, aren't you? You really are delusional. My publicist told me that if you'd stop scowling and smile a little more, you'd have as many endorsement deals as you'd want. Teenage boys would line up to buy whatever product you pitch, but right now they're scared of you. Now you have an agent and a publicist? What can I say? It's the price of fame. What's next? A record deal? That's not a bad idea. I'll have my people look into it. This is such a weird introduction to like, I feel like Dane, a lot of the times in this comic book, he doesn't know who he is as a person, and Realm War expands on that a lot, I will say that, but it's just wild because he's constantly like, I don't know, it feels like he doesn't have an identity to himself. Like he's constantly like just being this egotistical guy, and he thinks he's everything, you know, and doesn't care about the feelings of the people around him. It's weird. It's so weird. I don't know. It's my only gripe with this entire comic book series is Dane. He needs more character growth, man. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it's so one-sided. But anyway, let's keep going. At least tell me that your people made sure that your equipment is packed and ready to go. The scavenger hunt is tomorrow. You know, the one that Queen Valerian is throwing an R on her. As a matter of fact, I do have my people working on it. Here they come now. Here you go, Dane. We got everything you asked for. We even found that pea-pod pixie dust. It's supposed to make your teeth all shiny and white. What about my tan accelerator? Check. Why would you need shiny teeth and tan accelerator for a scavenger hunt? Because the first stage is in a swamp, and I need to make sure I still look good when we come back out. The paparazzi are going to be waiting, and I can't afford to have any bad pictures floating around. Image is everything. Oh yeah, here are those sunglasses you wanted. When I told the guy behind the counter they were for you, he said you could have them for free. He's hoping everyone will want to pay after they see you wearing them. Who would have thought that I'd be a fashion trendsetter? See, I feel like Dane is making me ooh. I wrote Dane. I will say I wrote Dane far better than they did in this comic book. Not to, you know, dog in the comics, but like, man, Dane needs character development, dude, and he has none in this entire thing. Like, there's not an ounce of backstory. There's not an ounce of emotion come from him. He's just this egotistical guy, man. I'm going to bring it up every time, but let's keep going. Though hard to imagine, Blackspore Swamp was once filled with lush forests and fertile fields. Geomancers cared for the region like shepherds watching over their sheep. Their gifts allowed them to tap into the magic that coursed through the earth, and with that power they nurtured the land. The people of the region knew prosperity for generations, but that prosperity turned to greed. The Geomancers began to take more from the earth than was needed, causing cataclysmic chain of events. Though slowly at first, the land began to die. Vibrant landscapes were overrun by murky swampland. In time, their cities were devoured, and this utopia was lost. Now all that remains is death and decay, which is kind of wild. We actually get like lore, because there's not a lot of lore behind every area in Sacred Grove. There's like bits and pieces floating around on the FR wiki, because like for example, like Snow Hill obviously has the wall, I forget what it's called, the crystal barrier blocking Silver Hills, and that's probably the only ounce of lore we'd get about Snow Hill and Silver Hills. But there's there's bits and pieces floating around about every single place, but you get a lot from Black Spore here, which is really cool. I don't know, maybe you had to do like more quests to figure out the lore of every single location, but again, there's not a lot, but let's keep going. Is it just me, or is that place kind of, what? You know, creepy? How am I supposed to take you seriously when you're wearing those ridiculous sunglasses? They make you look like a giant bug. I'm serious. We're out in the middle of nowhere. What if something happens? Nobody would be able to find us. As soon as we find someone who will speak to us from the grave, we're out of here. About that, I'm not big on The Walking Dead. I think that's a reference to the Walking Dead comics. I don't know if they were probably going on around this time, but I'm pretty sure The Walking Dead 2010, I'm pretty sure The Walking Dead started around this time. I don't remember, but because I did watch it when it started. But yeah, definitely that's a reference to The Walking Dead. So maybe I can stay here and guard the boat while you go looking for talking corpses. Splash. What was that? It was probably just a fish. No, that was way bigger than a fish. Okay, so maybe it was an alligator. What's the big deal? I just want to find that key and get out of here. What was that clue again? From the cradle of death he speaks, though his words are meant to confuse. One key will unlock the truth, the other will unleash power. Do you still think that cradle of death is a cemetery? I don't know what else it could be. I don't know what else it could be. I was afraid of that. So I guess that means those... So I guess that means those that slumber... Oh, okay, I thought there was like a grammar error there. So I guess that means those that slumber are either zombies or ghosts. Kind of open for ghosts, to tell you the truth. Zombies smell terrible. Splash. Whoa, I suppose you're going to say that was a fish too, right? Maya? Uh-oh. I told her that wasn't a fish, but no. Don't worry, she says. If it's not a fish, then it's probably just an alligator. Alligator my foot. If that's an alligator, then I'm a butterfly. It's time to go brawler. I love like the switch up, like they say it's time to go brawler, like because he's not wearing shoulder pads here and then he puts them on. Like that's kind of interesting. But anyway, let's keep going. Dude, the art is so good, man. I love the art of the comics. It's so cool. This is like Free Realms. This is Free Realms like memorabilia and merch that is actually staying around for a very long time. Although I don't know if they still print the Free Realms comics. I don't think they do, but it is cool that they're still on eBay and you can find them. So I think that's really neat. You saw that our boat drifted away, right? Yep. So now what do we do? Get inside, quick. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go. I have a bad feeling about this. If you have a better option, I'm willing to listen. It's just that I'm claustrophobic. Snap, click, click, snap. Then again, I'm not all that excited about getting cut in half by an overgrown lobster either. And besides, who knows what kind of trouble Maya would get into if I wasn't there to save her. Egotistical as always, Dane. You silly little guy. You missed me. You missed me. You missed me. Now you have to oomph. Your skull will make it a wonderful trophy to add to my collection. How about this instead? Personally, I think it would make a much nicer trophy than my skull. See? It's nice and shiny. The guy I bought it from said it belonged to an elvish king. It's worth a fortune. Just a few more steps. can't see a thing in here. It's a zombie. The name is Logan Meyerhold, and I'm no zombie, son. At least, not yet, anyway. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing in the middle of Blackspore Swamp? We don't get many visitors around these parts. That is, unless you're one of them that's part of the Thieves Guild. We're not thieves. Well, at least I'm not. Queen Valerian is hosting a royal scavenger hunt, and the first clue took us here. We're looking for a key, and we think it's somewhere in the graveyard. Perhaps I can be of service. I'm a bit of a relic hunter myself. In fact, I ran a settlement of relic hunters not far from here until Donovan Shadeweaver and his thugs showed up. Now I'm stuck hiding out in this cemetery. Wait a minute, why is that name so familiar? I heard one of the other teams from the scavenger hunt mention Donovan Shadeweaver this morning. One was wearing a cloak, so I couldn't see her face, but she called her teammate Darcy? That's Darcy Flitterstride, and you can bet that the one in the cloak was rumored Duskvale. Whatever those two miscreants are up to, it's guaranteed that Shadeweaver is behind it. Boom, boom, boom. We better hurry before those things break through. Maya, can you read the clue again? From the cradle of death he speaks, though his words are meant to confuse. One key will unlock the truth, the other will unleash power. Don't you realize where you are? Come on, follow me. Welcome to the resting place of a block low blog. And then here's the reward. It's a bravery biscuit, which I don't know what, in relevance, I don't know what that is. Like, in this comic, I don't know what that's relating to, or like, I don't know what relevance it has, but neat, man. Very cool. Who the heck is Block Low Blog? Haven't you heard about the Journal of the Lost? That old dwarf traveled the realm searching for stories about everything from powerful relics to sunken ships filled with gold. He'd tell people that he was writing a book about lost treasures. That's not much of a story. Block died before the book got published, though if the rumors are true, he was murdered. Someone wanted that journal because they thought it would lead to all the treasure. That's what I figure. The only problem is that even if they got a hold of the journal, they wouldn't be able to read it. Block wrote using a type of code that only he could understand. That must be what the first part of the clue meant. Even though Block is dead, he can speak to us through his journal. We just have to find it, then unscramble his code, or it won't make sense. I should have brought a crowbar. What are you doing? I bet the journal is inside this coffin. Kaboom! Wait, the Guardian. What Guardian? All I see are those crumbling gargoyles. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that must be the Guardian you were talking about. To be continued. And we're gonna continue this in the next video. But if you guys enjoyed, thank you for watching. I appreciate it a ton. I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, goodbye.